Welcome on in, Pokemon Unite Trainers, Unite Championship Series, North America Regional League. It's week number 2. We are back covering all of the off-stream matches both today and tomorrow. If you're new here, welcome in. And I am Steel Agent Kyle. And with me, as always, everyone's favorite doctor, Husky Star. How's it going, Husky? Did you get a good night's sleep?
I did. Got out of bed around 10, went to the gym, got a coffee, hung out for a little while. Got yelled at on Pokemon Unite Ladder, and now we're here.
Who's yelling at my goat on ladder? That's crazy work.
I don't know. I played like one game because I wanted to like record a B-roll game.
Yeah.
And I played like a single game of Meowth where I got like over 100k damage, 19 KOs or something, and my lane Greninja with 4 KOs and like 40k damage is yelling at me. Like, for real. It's times like that when I want to like access voice chat and be like, okay, you sure?
You
Like,
sure about that?
Are you sure, buddy? But yeah, we're here now.
We are here.
In a so much less toxic environment, the UCS Championships. Or
The UCS Championships.
Was it week 2?
It's week 2, yeah.
Week 2 of UCS League
action.
format. Yeah.
Yeah. Week 2 action, so let's talk shop about it. And for all the off-stream matches, we have 3 of them to cover today. And honestly, all 3 of these are going to be quite the treat. First up on the block is going to be Citadel Gaming versus Evil Geniuses. We have a 1-2 squad versus a 3-0 squad. Evil Geniuses looking to be the first North America team to reach that 4-0. Citadel Gaming looking to just even up their record. They lost to IX Gaming last week. They had a pretty strong showing at a couple of times, but just couldn't get it done in those 2 really difficult matchups. Extinction and IX Gaming going to be our second match, and then to close us out today is going to be Aftermath and Lunex Gaming. So we have some pretty good matchups on the block here.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I really have liked this format so far, even though like there are problems with it in terms of the players that have been playing for a long time. You know, they don't really get a chance back into the UCS season. But I like how often we're seeing games being played and how the teams are learning to deal with each other. It's like I'm watching F1. Like, it's the same people the entire time. They develop like their rivalries. They kind of know what each other plays. But it's fun to watch the teams get better over time. I feel like every single game the teams are pulling out new strategies. You can't get too comfortable in a format like this, so it's exciting. Who are you most excited to see today?
I mean, I think you know my answer. I think
IX
you know my answer. It's always IX Gaming.
It's IX Gaming. Dude,
it's just the game.
I feel like I'm dreaming about IX Gaming in their performance in the previous tournament a couple weeks back. What an insane time that they had against Citadel. But Citadel, that means that they are really going to be at their best, right? They don't want things like that to happen to them again, where it was kind of, I mean, I wouldn't really say it's an upset because IX is like a really good team, but it was kind of a perceived upset, I believe, on their part. So now they're going into a game versus a 3-0 team of Evil Geniuses that have been doing incredibly well throughout the entire tournament. So they're going to be wanting to bounce back in strong. They don't want to be underestimated.
I think everybody kind of going into this league format expected Evil Geniuses to be that 3-0 and then the position that they're in. Everybody expected Root Dignitas to be 3-0 and in the position that they are. I think a lot of teams were sleeping on IX Gaming despite them being one of those world qualified teams last season. I think a lot of people thought maybe this was a fluke, maybe they're not quite as good, but they're showing everybody that they're able to hang out with anybody, even took that game off of Evil Geniuses. Honestly, that set was incredibly close, and honestly, a couple of things change in that game or in that set. IX Gaming is going to be sitting at that 3-0. So anything can happen today. Obviously, Citadel Gaming, I love this squad. Obviously, formerly Team YT, added Flareons. I think that's a great piece for them. Yeah. And I think this squad can very much hang out with Evil Geniuses here in our round
for
one.
sure. I do. I think Citadel has been the team where I'm like, they can be the strongest team in the league, but they have to figure out what their roles are on the team. Because right now you have 2 attacker players that don't have a super wide Pokemon pool, but they're both, Sam and Flareon's, both incredible players that if you kind of, not necessarily role swap, but really figure out what those 2 players are supposed to be doing on the team. Who is your attacker player, who is your central area player, and, you know, figure out which Pokemon fit into these roles. The double attacker meta is fine, but it's I can see where throughout the season it's definitely going to be falling off more. So I think if they can lock that in and figure out, you know, which team member is going to be playing in what style, not necessarily like you can't play attackers if you're one of those Pokemon, but like the style of play is going to have to be different between those 2, then I think we could see an entirely different Citadel Gaming.
I 1000% agree with that. I think the meta kind of favors their playstyle right now. I think you kind of called that out. Right now in this moment, double attacker seems to be something that works pretty decently. Obviously, you could have that Mewtwo Y, kind of more of like the A-presser style, and then a ranged Pokemon. But yeah, if the meta starts to shift into a more brawly composition, what does Citadel Gaming have that can kind of withstand those enemy compositions? Because you can't really play double attacker when it gets a little bit more brawly, more speedster heavy. Right now it isn't, but what happens when it does?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can, but these players have some chemistry between some of the players and not as much chemistry with players like Flareon's, who's used to playing with a lot of players who are going to kind of shot call on his behalf. And I'm not sure that Citadel is like that. They're a very scrappy team, kind of everybody takes the lead in different aspects of the game. So I think once they develop that chemistry, you can kind of play anything. But we're going to see what they've pulled out, and it seems like so far we've kind of opted for Flareon's going on his famous Mew, and we're pulling Mega Charizard Y in game number 1 for that central area pick.
Okay, yeah, we're seeing Sam on a little bit more of a brawl. He's still kind of more of the ranged version of Charizard. Let's get into it. Game number 1, Evil Geniuses on your purple side, Citadel Gaming on your orange side, and Ducky going to be taking this Vaporeon down to the bottom path along with Curios.
Can't wait to see what these bans were, because we've got a Vaporeon in the match. I imagine we saw like Blissey Umbreon maybe banned, but Vaporeon is out here doing rolling things, heading into the central area of Citadel Gaming. The Ho-Oh is an interesting pick, but I feel like we have seen Roland prioritize it. I guess they just really like the tankiness and versatility of this Pokemon, as well as the Unite move.
Not only that, but they're liking taking that Baltoy away from Citadel Gaming, so a pretty quick and good start there for Evil Geniuses. And now Citadel Gaming gonna counterpunch on this top side, knowing that you only have this one Pokemon up here, and Fui able to take that away from Chris on the Zacian. Are we gonna be able to steal this red buff? We do! Roland gets 2 pieces of experience away from Sam.
Wow, I mean, Citadel not really responding to that. I guess they were just like, well, if they're going to invade, then we'll just kind of let Charmander be invaded and try to see if we can win in this top path, which so far you've got an Alchemy already. I imagine we'll see Recover here, healing up the squad a little bit and looking for some of these central area birds, which they will get. And look at this 4-man push into the Citadel Gaming Tier 1.
Great engage from Ducky. Unfortunately, they're going to lose that Ho-Oh in the process. So Evil Geniuses was able to push quite a bit. Citadel Gaming kind of holding strong and counter-punching pretty well. Now this Wartortle is going to push Chris into a disadvantageous position. Nice little recover there from the Alchemy to keep this Wartortle up. And in the central area, big invade, Mimikyu getting what they needed.
I mean, Evil Geniuses just living up to their namesake, honestly, heading into the enemy central area. They're just kind of leaving Chris Smith up here at the top path. They're not really too worried about the Zacian right now. Their goal is going to be to put as much pressure on Citadel and annoy them. So far, it seems to be working. Alchemy going down here right as they're hitting that Citrus Berry to heal up a little bit. Doesn't really matter. Roland is able to pick up that KO, and this is a really solid start here for EG.
Oh, curious. I believe that's an acrobatic, so we are going to go liquidation here with this Inteleon. I was wondering if that might be the play, and I think it's going to work pretty decently for them. And rolling up in this top path, doing a little bit of disruption, kind of working on this War Turtle. Chris Smith also hit that play rough, and War Turtle back to the Pokemon Center. Counter punch, 4-person push on this bottom path. Here comes Vin, has access to the Unite move, looking for Flareon's, actually going to peel down towards the bottom side of this fight, able to take the Alchemy, and a good wood hammer here, counter from Immortals.
Yeah, great response here from Citadel, but still, Evil Genius is able to send everybody back down into the bottom path and clear up a lot of these KOs. I mean, we have the Mew, they, switched into coaching there to try to keep the team going for another couple seconds, but EG right now with their levels, that's just so much damage on their side that Citadel isn't quite prepared to deal with. They really need this Charmander. Well, now it's a Charizard, but they need that Charizard to start to get some levels so that they can really get back into this game.
E-ball secure, and Flareon's does exactly what you need to do with this Mew. Looking for a T1 push now, rolling, kind of guiding the rest of Evil Geniuses this way. Meanwhile, we have the work on the bottom path with Vin trying to push this Regieleki home. 4 points in for Kyrios on this T1 pad, and Regieleki does make its way into that T2, and a lot of points go in down there.
Yeah, this is interesting as well. I don't know if you caught it. We have the rapid spin on the Blastoise, which is kind of surprising to me, honestly, because Surf has such versatility, so much CC, and it's so annoying. But we do have the rapid spin, which is a little bit more, I guess, damage focused, kind of all-rounder heavy build. But I guess we'll see how that ends up working out for them. But so far, Citadel definitely a bit behind. They've got a level 9 now on the Charizard, but this Mimikyu is level 11.
Yeah, kind of controlling the map, so they are going to look to push as one. All 5 members of Citadel Gaming hovering this bottom path. Great flamethrower engage, along with that Sacred Fire from Roland, and that's going to send Citadel scattering back to their own side of the map. Look to just gather and capture some wild Pokemon for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, they have to kind of figure out how to... They've got to figure out how to get some more levels, right? But EG knows that, so they continue to be pushing inward. They don't steal away that red buff this time, but there's really nothing Citadel can do against the tankiness of Ho-Oh right now, so they just kind of are letting Roland walk around the map and just trying to out-secure them. This is a great position for EG to be in because they have full control over this map, even though they still have a Tier 1 goal zone up.
At least for right now, and it's going to be Vin Diesel lone on the bottom path to try to take that Regieleki. You have Immortals kind of hovering that T2 to try to monitor and make sure that doesn't go in down there. Great engage from Blastoise, but immediately deleted. Blastoise going down to the hands of this Inteleon. Unite move from that Charizard. Why? But they go immediately down to the hands of the Zacian. Now Evil Genius is pushing forward. Alchemy down. And now Citadel Gaming on their back heels. Flareon's forced to eject, forced to evacuate that T1 goal zone. And Evil Geniuses gets everything that they needed from this fight.
That seemed like not a great play there from Citadel. They really didn't respond quick enough to the Blastoise going in on the rapid spin. The Blastoise was doing some decent damage, but it just kind of looked like Citadel walked in one by one to 3 over-leveled Pokemon, and they weren't really necessarily prepared for a team fight. I feel like they need to just try to get some experience, kind of play as one team instead of worrying too much about what Evil Geniuses is doing, because you get situations like this where Charizard's getting jumped on again and Citadel doesn't really know where to go.
Good gauge from Ducky on the Vaporeon. You have Citadel Gaming going down now. Trevenant and Blastoise back in the Pokemon Center. Mucid Auto absorbed by Ducky on the Vaporeon. Also a little bit of a Solar Beam living very low down here. So they're going to go and gobble up some of the Citrus Berry farm that's in their own T1 goal zone. Citadel Gaming starting to migrate towards this T1. Looking to engage. There's that Seismic Slam. Charizard taken to the skies. Ducky scrambling back to T2. And Citadel Gaming finally able to break this T1.
Yeah, it's a good play from them. They're going to lose some points up in this top path. Ho-Oh is going to be able to get a 14 dunk in, but Citadel now playing as one unit, trying to go into EG's central area just to pick up some more experience, maybe move into this top path to get some more points. I do like this play from them. They have to be playing together, either all 5 or 4 out of 5, enough to make something happen here.
Hey, they got a lot of points into that T1 goal zone up the top side. Even left it pretty low, setting themselves up for a potential pretty significant overcap if they elect to take it. Once again, this is going to be the third Regieleki for Evil Geniuses. This one will walk towards T2 on the bottom side if they do capture it, and they are kind of stalling it out, maybe try to hold it closer and closer to this Groudon. This is the first Groudon, and obviously all game ones are going to be on this Groudon map.
We did get Charizard up to this level 13, which is definitely good, but we're still a level behind this Mimikyu, who has just been stealing experience off the other side of the map the entire time. We also don't have a very high level on this Blastoise. We really got to see if we can get that up a little bit more, but it's only level 11.5, as opposed to 2 level 13s and a level 14 on EG. It's going to be a difficult fight for Citadel Gaming. They can definitely make something happen, though, if they rally around this Charizard, try to look for a couple picks, make sure that this Ho-Oh can't bring everybody back for a refight.
Inteleon's going to hit this Liquidation, eject over the wall, try to get the Inteleon. Unfortunately, eject was returned, and now Roland trying to zone out the squad of Citadel Gaming. Immortals dangerously low, is going to have to go back to pad. Sacred Fire misses that, but there's the Seismic Slam from Charizard. Vaporeon forced to use their Unite move just to get escaped in towards this T2 pad. Now Groudon getting worked on by Citadel Gaming, already at half. Are we going to get a secure here? Mew's got to line up an E-Ball, getting dangerously low. Charizard trying to go through. Here it goes, but no, it's taken by Evil Geniuses. They steal it away from Citadel.
Oh my god, the Electro Ball just a little bit late there. Now Mimikyu pulling out a 3 KO streak, one for Inteleon as well, and Evil Geniuses is just rocking forward on these Pokemon. Oh, play with me just to hammer it home there on top of the Mew. And this is going to be Evil Geniuses' game at this point. Not sure Citadel is going to be able to rally back. It was a good call to rip there. They did a good job zoning everybody out, but Electro Ball just a little bit late, and even then, I don't know if Groudon would have done it for them with how far ahead EG was throughout the entirety of that game.
It was really close. Just a fantastic play there from Chris Smith just to secure that away from Citadel Gaming. Not an easy task to out-secure everything that Citadel was throwing at it, but mission accomplished. Evil Geniuses set it up. And honestly, I really, like you said, liked the way that Citadel Gaming was able to zone them out. This game's not over yet. I mean, we still have a little bit of time, but this is going to look like it's another 88 now. I'm pretty sure we're going to have an Evil Geniuses Game 1 victory.
You know, unfortunately, I really feel like it looked like this was Citadel's first time playing together. It was really scrappy with the way that they were choosing to engage throughout the match. It seemed like you would have either the Blastoise or the Trevenant go in way early, and nobody really followed up until the Charizard would jump in with the Unite move. It just seemed like it really should have been a lot quicker. The shot calls, I guess the calls were just getting a little bit delayed from what actually would end up happening in the game, and they just really weren't able to win any fights. Even with that Mega Charizard, it just seemed like it was shut down so easily.
And your final 487-147, Evil Geniuses winning game 1 off the back of Big Dog Zacian, woof woof, and 2 KOs, 8 assists. There you go. There's the barking that Tina asked for. Make sure to type Huskyle for Worlds if you want a chance to win that Surfetch courtesy of Pokemon. That is your chance to enter in our drawing.
Yeah, always be typing Huskyle for Worlds, even if there's not a chance for...
Also that.
Even if there's not a chance to win something. Kyle Bark for Worlds. So
That's
true.
crazy.
So true. So I do want to go back to that endgame fight there, because I felt like Citadel wasn't really sure what they were doing. Immortals had a great engagement and a Unite move that just wasn't followed up on. I'm not sure if Citadel was just like, oh, I didn't like that engage, so never mind, we're going to back up and try again. But Immortals did go in, they used an eject button, had a great wood hammer into their Unite move, and then just nothing happened. So I'm not sure if their call was to try to take down the Ho-Oh as quick as possible, and somebody else had a different call to look for maybe Inteleon or the Vaporeon there, because we did see Charizard follow up with the Unite move after. But it just seemed like they weren't really working as a team as well as they should have in that game number 1. Not that they can't. They definitely can lock in here in game number 2, figure out who exactly is making the shot calls, and, kind of kind of figure out what their plan's gonna be.
Yeah, I feel like Immortals was just like fully sent. Like, we're taking out Kyrios on this Inteleon.
Yeah, then they didn't listen.
They're big. Yeah, I mean, if you take him out, like if you have like one more engage there, because that was a really good play through the wall to go for it. Yeah, just didn't quite have the rest of the team right behind. I think it was just like a little bit lagging behind. But I mean, honestly, this is a very well played Groudon fight for Citadel. And now as we go into game 2, so Citadel, he'll have the option of side selection or map selection. Obviously, Groudon was our first map here. I'm not sure if we'll, I'm interested to see if teams are going to prioritize side or map. That's going to be the big thing that I'm kind of watching out for as we move on through the day.
I imagine we'll still prioritize side, I feel like the option to pick first, or what we saw yesterday in Articuno League, the second pick was really valuable, and set up the other team to have to do something, like to force them into a specific first pick so that you can kind of get what you want instead, I think could be really valuable here for Citadel Gaming. But also there's just so many good first pick options, and if you do have that first pick control, then you can set up your bans to make sure that you're going to be getting a really valuable first pick. But I don't know if there's enough difference within the maps to prioritize picking that over having control over the sides, unless you really want Rip Comp and you're just like, we're just gonna full send it into Rayquaza. Wait, I forget, is it actually Rayquaza or Rayquaza? Rayquaza. I can never remember. It's Rayquaza.
Like, yeah, kind of like Quasar, which is like a space emission.
Okay.
Or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I've got this smoothie.
Ooh, okay.
It's, what do we got? Yeah. A banana, blueberries, and strawberries.
And nice. Pina asked if there's a way to tell draft from what map it is, but we don't see draft. She did clarify we don't see a draft. But yes, to answer that question, yes. So during draft, when we do have a draft, so obviously not today, but in the middle, you'll be able to see what map it is. You could kind of pick it out based on the tall grass area, or just like, is it all ground in the middle, or is there a big puddle? You could kind of pick that out from the draft screen.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of
on the main
there.
Broadcast, they have it, like, they have the overlay set up so that you can see it, but I feel like we do need another little more obvious thing in the draft. Pina also said Charwai lost, so it just sucks. Yeah, I think it probably needs a buff. It probably needs to be buffed here. So I'm wondering, because I don't know who had first pick in that previous match, but I am wondering here, because we
Citadel
didn't see. So Citadel had first pick. So clearly maybe they had to pick Charwai because it was set up like where you had to pick that first. I wonder if that's what we saw, or if we saw the Blastoise picked first, which is also
could have been it could have been Char, Blastoise, or even Duck. I think any of those three would have been probably a fine first pick. And I imagine Evil Geniuses
we didn't see Psyduck at all. Psyduck wasn't in the game at all. Not banned, not picked.
Am I thinking of a different match? Oh wait, yeah. I was watching the main broadcast.
They're all blending together.
They're all everything blends together at some point. But I imagine Vaporeon was 2, so I assume Ducky picked that and that 2 slide. Alchemy is what Aquilo picked. So Alchemy and then the tree. So yeah, so it was probably
I don't hate Alchemy.
Blastoise.
I think Alchemy is a really solid pick. I think that playing it with a Mega Charizard is really valuable, because you can set up that zone, of a team fight where you have Alchemy Unite move, you have a Mega Charizard Unite move, and then you're doing all that healing. And I really do think that Citadel can capitalize on that. It just felt like that game, maybe they hadn't practiced it a bit, or they have to get back into it, right? It just didn't seem like they were as cohesive and playing as a team as EG was in game number 1. It's also the nerves, right? Like,
true.
EG is a 3-0 team. Citadel is 1-2. They don't want to fall too far down the list in the league this early. So it could just be like, they're nervous about it. They're just trying to pick like meta picks, and maybe they're not super comfortable with that comp that they pulled out. But I do like that choice. Like if we saw Mega Char Y and Alchemy again, I like that combo a lot. They just have to set it up a little bit better.
Yeah. And you just talked about kind of not wanting to fall down too early, and I think this is a very key matchup this week. I know we're obviously only in week 2. You have 5 weeks of round robin, but every game right now for these 1 and 2 teams are very important because it's only the top 5 teams in the league that get to qualify for the playoffs. And right now it's kind of like very scrunched together with these 2 and 1 and 1 and 2 teams. I think with almost all of certainty, we're probably going to see Evil Geniuses and Root Dignitas in that playoff spot, 1 and 2. Maybe something happens and one of them falls to 3. But I think like these 2 teams are so far ahead of everybody else right now that those next 3 slots are going to be a dogfight. Everybody's going to be barking. I'm doing it again. Barking to try to get those 3, 4, 5 to keep their world's dream alive. Because, I mean, you have IX, you have Citadel, you have Extinction, Lunex, all of those teams going to be fighting for those next 3 spots, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty tough, I think.
Yeah, you're right. I feel like spots 1 and 2 aren't even in consideration for these teams anymore. Like even in week 2, I feel like it's okay. Dig, EG, these are our 2 top teams. Obviously, anything can happen over the course of the coming weeks, but I feel like you're right. Like 3, 4, and 5 are going to be the most contested positions. Like teams are all fighting for 3rd place right now, and it really could be anybody, right? Like Citadel's great, Extinction, formerly Nemesis, great. IX has been putting on a great performance so far. Lunex as well. It seems like, you know, they're kind of that 3rd or 4th place team. Like they're never gonna beat EG or they're never gonna beat Root Dig, but they can beat any other one of these teams. So I feel like those are kind of our like teams that are in contention for it.
Yep.
T-Gang and Aftermath, I feel like they really have to lock in hard and just change very specific things about the way they're playing the game before they can, you know, win anything specifically. But yeah, we've got game number 2 here.
Evil Geniuses, Citadel Gaming once again. Citadel Gaming on your orange side, Evil Geniuses on your purple side. We are going to see this Vaporeon once again, and I believe this is a Char Y this time being taken over by Vin on your purple side. And to answer, Pina, your question, it is a Waterloo Sparkling Water, Blackberry Lemonade.
All right, so this time we've got Alchemy over on EG's side. So it looks like EG just anything that may have worked for Citadel, they're taking it. Kyrios steals away the Mew, forcing Flareons onto the Mewtwo Y, which we've talked about it before. He just doesn't seem as comfortable on this Pokemon as he is on things like Mew and Inteleon, but kind of forcing that pick out. And we also have the Slowbro, which I do really like that option here.
I do like Slowbro into especially a Char Y to kind of stop that Pokemon specifically in its Unite move. So now you don't kind of have like the 2-headed Hydra that you have to deal with for Evil Geniuses. Like we saw in Articuno League where it was like, oh, you Slowbro Unite the Mewtwo or the Charizard Y, now you have to deal with the Mega Gyarados. So at least you don't have to deal with that if you're Citadel Gaming. You do have to deal with this Vaporeon taking out your Mewtwo Y though.
Vin now heading down into the bottom path after, unfortunately, Mewtwo Y drops. So we've got 3 from EG prioritizing the bottom path instead, trying to collapse onto Immortals, whereas Citadel in the top path try to collapse onto Roland. I do like this option from Citadel. Just try to go on the opposite side, see if you can make sure that you're not falling behind in levels early so that you can win some of these later team fights.
A lot of stacks, a lot of points into this bottom path here for Evil Geniuses. Mewtwo Y now Mega Evolve, but not going to get a whole lot of value because Evil Genius is able to completely vacate that bottom path, avoiding a lot of that damage. We have Raichu versus the Zacian here. Psyduck coming in and going to push Chris Smith away from that central area. So good zoning there from Citadel Gaming.
I like Sam's Raichu a lot, so we're seeing Citadel kind of pivot back to what they have been comfortable with in this double attacker style of composition, but Sam, getting caught a little bit here from Ducky. I don't know how you let this player continue to have Vaporeon. Look at just walking away from it.
Yep, there's that flip turn just to get away, and then into the muddy water, able to dish out a lot of damage. No KO found, though. Alolan Raichu able to do a lot. And it's actually Roland that steals the Regidrago X speed away, but gonna get met by this Psyduck, and somehow, wait a minute, they just grabbed a potion, and just absolutely smooth criminal right there.
Dude, Roland, just absolute criminal. I mean, they have the sweet set out. They've got the recover. They can just stall for a long time. This is what this player does, right? Roland is just the make space player, and they will figure out how to. Ooh, Chris getting very low in the top path, has to back up. I like that the Blastoise has come back here, and they are level 8, which is definitely much better than we had seen in the previous game.
Gonna look to Metal Claw into the Blastoise. Getting stunned away is Chris. Once again, we are recover on this Alchemy, trying to get to safety, but getting pushed away by these double water type Pokemon. There's that that Rapid Spin Hydro, and Evil Genius is on the bottom side, going to try to zone out, and that is a Reg Ice earned by Evil Genius's Citadel Gaming, unable to collapse on that bottom side. 35 and 16 looking to go on in. That's going to be a pretty good overcap here for Evil Geniuses, but Citadel Gaming earning that Regieleki.
Dude, I did not think Alchemy was the tankiest Pokemon in the game. Finally, Roland will be taken down, but not until Citadel does secure the Regieleki in the top path. Now, the rest of EG coming up, trying to force a fight.
They are, and Citadel Gaming going to try to vacate this premises because the rest of Evil Geniuses had come up to that top path. Meanwhile, Immortals, I believe, was able to score a little bit on that bottom side T1 goal zone. Evil Genius is going to gobble up all this experience in the central area, and no real objectives to fight over, so the focus is going to be capturing wild Pokemon.
Yeah, and Vin now level 10, so Citadel's got to be really weary of this Mega Charizard, which I believe, you know, their plan here is to counter it with that Slowbro, which Immortals loves. Like, this is a player that's always going to say that Slowbro is good. Like, always pick Slowbro. If there's nothing else, we're going to pick that Pokemon. He's really good Slowbro player. So if they can just make sure that they're locking down that Charizard, don't lose the Slow Beam, and prioritize setting that up, and then the rest of the team can follow. They do have a lot of backline damage, and EG doesn't have a ton of ability to dive it, so we'll see how it ends up going in some of these fights, and already throwing that Slow Beam down.
Yeah, onto the Charizard. Charizard going down, and even despite Roland trying to heal it up with that Alchemy, still goes down through all of that firepower. 11 points in from Immortals on this Slowbro. Mewtwo Y dishing out a lot of damage onto Christmas. Gonna have to retreat back to this T1. Now pushing forward onto the Psyduck. Gonna make their way onto the Mewtwo Y. It's actually the Mew that gets the best of them. Surf into the Psychic is gonna send Curios dangerously low, but they're gonna gobble up some cupcakes. Now it's gonna be Immortals retreating into the Speed Flux zone in the back line, and we're gonna get chased down by the dog, and Evil Geniuses now making their way down to this Regirock.
Well, I mean, you get Charizard, right? But then there's 4 other members of Evil Geniuses that you got to account for, and I don't think Citadel was completely ready for it. They pushed in, they had a great KO on Vin, but I think they used more than they expected to take down that Charizard, and then everybody else on EG had something else to use, and nobody else ended up going down there. Good secure there from the Mew. We'll take this Regieleki, and they're going to try to push forward into this Tier 1.
Hey, we need to try too much. It just walks right on in. 47 remaining on that goal zone. Another 32 points is going to lower even further. More stacks for the Charizard, likely to recharge that Unite move. It does have it back. Might look for it again. There's another Slow Beam, immediately deleting the Charizard Y. Mewtwo then falls, and Citadel Gaming now looking to push forward on this T1 goal zone. On the backside, Chris Smith was able to deposit their points into that T1, break that one, and escape the clutches of a Kilo on that Psychic Psyduck. Pushing forward, another 16 points, another 45 is going to be a significant overdunk on this T1, so Citadel Gaming with a nice counterpunch.
I think Citadel could have gotten through that fight a lot faster if they just let Zacian do whatever they were doing and pushed everybody into the Tier 1 anyway. The Regieleki's already in the Tier 1. He's gonna score if he wants to score, so just leave it alone. You're probably not going to be able to take down the Zacian easily with just a Psyduck and the Mewtwo Y, so just push forward, get some more points in, maybe pick up another couple of KOs. But still, very well played by Citadel, keeping themselves in this game. A less than 100-point lead here for Evil Geniuses. And at the 3-minute mark, Citadel looking like a much better squad than we saw in game number 1.
They're looking pretty composed here. 20 seconds until this basement Reggie Roulette will spawn. Citadel Gaming starting to migrate down. 4 of the members there, Blastoise holding up the top path. Where Evil Geniuses has a little bit of positioning here. They have this T1 goal zone. Gonna get snuffed out is Ducky on this Vaporeon. Hit with a Psychic from Psyduck. Pulled them a little bit closer. Citadel Gaming now hiding in this tall grass. Gonna try to ambush this Vaporeon. Oh. Immediately deleted. Gonna get taken down by this Alolan Raichu. Reggie Steele gonna be a very important objective. Vin Diesel looking to try to steal it. But Evil Geniuses with a masterful steal. Reggie's stolen.
Oh no, that is not what you want. Oh, I'm so tilted right now if I'm Citadel. How did they pull that out with that Solar Beam, able to take the Registeel, and now EG? They had a little bit of a disadvantage there after losing the Vaporeon, but they just pulled it right back with that steal from the Mew. So, EG in control of that central area, but once again, it is Citadel who's behind and has to figure out how they're going to make an engagement. You do not want this Charizard to start running rampant. We haven't seen a single Mega Evolution from it the entire game because of these slow beams.
We're hitting it through the top side is Citadel Gaming. Good engage from Ducky, gonna get met by 4 members, forced to use that Unite move. Mewtwo Y has Mega Evolved. Good timing there. Slowbro still has a Slow Beam, hasn't found the target just yet. Solar Beam from Mew is gonna get into the back line. There is that Slow Beam from the Slowbro. All the Unite moves getting expended. Alolan Raichu and Mew both go down. Charizard taken to the sky. 2 members down for Evil Geniuses. This might be Citadel's game to win. Psyduck though goes down, and Charizard Y is powering through Citadel Gaming. Vin Diesel on the front foot trying to take out Blastoise. Another big Fire Blast circle. Gonna send Citadel Gaming scrambling towards their T2, and Evil Geniuses has full control of Kyogre Pit.
Wow, what an engagement there from Citadel. An unexpected slow beam onto the Mew to take them down and start off that fight, but EG clawed their way back with that Alchemy and Mega Charizard combo that Citadel tried to use in the previous game. This time EG is showing them how it's done, but Citadel, they're just going to go for the rip, Kyle.
Blastoise going with the Hydro Typhoon. Huge secures there. And Evil Geniuses actually losing that one to the hands of Citadel, but they went very wisely on the back side of it. We see what these scores are going to line up. 434, 498 now. Evil Geniuses still ahead. Citadel Gaming trying to make their way. 10 seconds remaining. Another 22 will make it 48.
No.
Can they get anything in? 100 points in. This is going to be enough. Citadel Gaming, they might have done it, but on the backside, Zacian was able to deposit more. We're going to have to go to the score line.
Is it enough? Were they able to pull it out? EG, Citadel Gaming, 550 to 498.
Oh my
it's going to be Citadel's... Or no, it's not.
No.
It's going to be EG's game. EG's going to take it 2-0. Oh my god, that actually was really close. What a game.
Oh my goodness. Incredible play there from Fui on the Blastoise with that Hydro Typhoon. Lined it up perfectly. I believe it might have been just enough. I couldn't tell how much Chris Smith was able to deposit on that T2 on the back side of that. We'll have to see what the score line says. But that might have been the point score that really allowed it. Because, I mean, what is it? 26? I think he had 20-something points in his pocket. So that would have been it, right?
Yeah, he got 2 different scores in. I think there was like a 34, and then after that, there was another score from the Zacian. Yeah, he got ended up getting 112 points there in that last stretch. And we also saw Sam on the base goal zone with like 42 points in their pocket and then not able to get it in. They got KO'd, and that also would have given them the lead if Sam was able to get those points in. I mean, really well played by Citadel there. They had a great end game, but EG fighting it off, knowing exactly what to do in that situation and countering with their own scores. Very well played, and they will go to 4-0 here.
Wow, 4-0, first squad in North America to hit that mark. Insane work there. I mean, you got to give it to Citadel Gaming. What an incredible Kyogre fight, and just barely, unfortunately, unable to close the door there. Just wise play by Chris Smith. I feel like you have to give the MVP to Chris Smith for game 1. That's secure with that Zacian. Big Dog Gaming. I'm not going to bark again, Pina. No, not happening. You have plenty of other barks on tape. But yeah, I mean, gotta hand it to Evil Geniuses. Gotta hand it to Citadel Gaming. This was honestly one of the one of the games I was looking forward to the most today because of just how much this set means to both teams, and it surely didn't disappoint despite it being a 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why we're letting Vaporeon in. It's interesting to see the bans from Citadel. 2 attackers being banned out, I guess specifically from Kyrios. Like, they're just banning out Kyrios specifically. And they would rather the Mega Char than the Mega Lucario, but I don't know why we're giving Ducky this Vaporeon. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Nope.
It doesn't go down. Like, it's insane. And the flip turn with the stuns and the muddy water, it's so annoying to deal with. And there's really nothing on Citadel that can deal with that. I mean, you've got the amnesia from the Slowbro that was able to deal with those stuns a couple of times, but in terms of the backliners, as soon as you get in with a muddy water or a flip turn, like, it's an insane Pokemon. I don't know why it's here. I don't know why it's allowed.
Truly. Let's take a look at some of the replays through this game number 2. This is a really good moment for Citadel. They get the Charizard, but like you said, during this one, you take a lot of your resources on this Charizard, and then unfortunately, Evil Geniuses still had almost everything left in the tank to try to counterpunch there. They're able to kind of one by one just slice down Citadel Gaming. You take down that Mewtwo, and then you slowly just start slicing through the rest of the defender and tank, both the Duck along with Slowbro. And yeah, I mean, you expended a lot of resources into this Charizard every single fight.
Yeah, this was another one. Great engagement. That was like exactly what you wanted to do with this composition. Able to take down the Char there. But then this decision to peel back on 2 of these Pokemon, I feel like they all should have just pushed there and made sure that, I mean, it still worked out for Citadel. And then this, again, great pick here on Ducky. And then the Registeel gets Reggie stolen. I want to watch this Solar Beam again.
Bang.
My god, dude. Oh, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I know they were feeling hype after that one. I don't know how just the perfect timing, the perfect positioning. Unreal.
Yeah, and then you eject into the Slow Beam just to take out this Mew, which means that this Charizard is free to unite whomever they want to, and that's exactly what happens. They take the Unite, they are able to take out that Alolan Raichu. Slowbro shortly there follows. But, I mean, at that point, Evil Geniuses still had 2 members down. The Zacian and the Mew both went down. Charizard Y is able to take on the Psyduck. So at this point, you have a little bit of an advantage. You lose 1 more Pokemon. Ducky eventually goes down. And it's just a 2v2, and you already have a lead. So you're kind of able to zone them out and kind of regroup. But at that point, Citadel Gaming kind of got set up. They knew that, okay, we have 1 opportunity to get this, and they full send on that Kyogre. They're able to get it, but at that moment, Evil Geniuses knew exactly what they needed to do. They vacated the Kyogre central area and immediately went to those goal zones and scored just enough. Just enough.
Yeah. No, it was really well played, and I also got Fui able to keep the Hydro Typhoon for that long. Like, they never used it. They were able to end up saving it for that secure, even though the Charizard was chasing them down. I probably would have just used it to make sure that I didn't go down there, but very patient playing. Citadel, I feel like they just have to develop some more team chemistry with some of these engagements. They all have the micro ability and the game knowledge to be able to do it. I just feel like they just haven't played all together for a long period of time, and it's going to be like some growing pains with the team that I think we're kind of seeing. Great squad, but I mean, playing against EG now 4-0, this team is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, a force to be reckoned with indeed. Well, we are going to take a very quick break while we get set up. To make sure to type Huskyle for Worlds in chat, because once we get back, I'm going to do the drawing to see who wins that Surfetched license, courtesy of Pokemon. So don't go too far, trainers. We'll have the next match set up. Extinction versus IX Gaming. Going to be back when we come back.
Installation. Let's play.
Welcome back in, trainers. We are back. IX Gaming versus Extinction, our round 2 matchup of week 2, day 1. And this is one that I've been waiting for. This is going to be formerly Nemesis, now Extinction versus IX Gaming, formerly version 1. I'm super excited to see this one. But before that, let's go ahead and choose our winner for our Surfetched to close the whatchamabobbit, the giveaway. And our winner, 2 Pina Coladas. Congratulations. I'll send you your
That's
code
crazy.
after the broadcast. Oh, Pina wins. Dub for Pina. Let's get into this. Husky IX Gaming going to be on your purple side. Extinction going to be on your orange side. And we let the Mega Gyarados over here for Bursey.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I have pretzel in my mouth. Interesting letting the Mega Gyarados through here, but I do like this Rapidash pick. It's kind of playing as the attacker role. It's going to be interesting to see this thing.
Yeah, Liko, I believe, is going to be rocking that one. I've seen Liko take this Pokemon a lot. If I'm not mistaken, going into like NAIC Worlds area, they wanted to play this Pokemon a lot, and they were practicing it a ton. And it was banned out for NAIC, but during kind of the Worlds, definitely took it a couple of times. This top path, we're going to see this Magikarp try to work that effort gauge, get online as that Mega Gyarados as fast as possible. And a thing that we see a lot from Whaley is going to be this Eldegoss.
Yeah, the Eldegoss. We were talking about it last night when we were doing some Articuno League stuff. It's like a supporter that's always going to be good, but you don't think about it as often because of how broken supporters tend to be. But I do like this Eldegoss here. And also, we've got Icy Wind on the Glaceon instead of the Icicle Spear, but I do really like this. A little bit more bursty.
Very bursty. 4 members looking to push onto this T1 goal zone. Icy Wind on the Glaceon. Magikarp going to be the first pin to fall right after these 850 birds. On the bottom side, though, IX Gaming looking to get that last hit, but it's actually going to be Machisel on this Blastoise. Now getting to that War Turtle from that Squirtle stage of life. And we do get this Galarian Rapidash online, but there's a little bit of an invade. Trainer LGC on the carry, taking this Water Bear, and they're going to get away from this fight, and Glaceon's going to be taken down in the process.
Yeah, that's a great invasion here from Extinction early, just trying to make sure that they're keeping IX Gaming as low level as they can. So we will be getting a Gyarados very soon here for Bursey. Their effort gauge is almost full, but right now Extinction has a lot of control over this map, despite neither team really scoring a lot of points yet.
Smuglax getting some points in on this T1 as well. Now, it's going to be Trainer that's hunting down Liko on the Smart Strike. Rapidash almost going down, hit that Smart Strike Dazzling Gleam, and almost deleted that Rapid Strike Urshifu. Now, Regidrago getting worked on. Icy Wind, as well as the Dazzling Gleam, is going to take that down. And now you have a buff on this Galarian Rapidash, which means it can almost score at will.
Yeah, it's definitely a... After the buffs especially, like we buffed Dazzling Gleam again, I believe, so it's got a little bit more damage, plus it's got so much mobility. So you can just have that down there trying to deal with those members of Extinction, while 4 members of IX Gaming trying to push into the top path.
3 members down here in the bottom side. Good interruption from Liko, but they're going to have to vacate into the Speed Flux Zone. Blastoise almost getting the KO there, but able to sidestep that Hydro Pump was Liko. Now this Reggie Steel getting taken down by IX Gaming. Good secures there. Icy Wind reigns true.
Yeah, very interesting here going into the Regieleki decision for Extinction, trying to push this forward into the tier 2 goal zone. And it looks like Blastoise is kind of walking this down here, trying to force IX Gaming out. And now we've got 4 members of Extinction potentially looking for a push.
Good play by Smuglax just to block the path from Extinction, keep them in. Blastoise does not have a Unite move yet. Liko dancing in and out with that Dazzling Gleam Smart Strike. Eldegoss going to be the first pin to fall. Blastoise going in, and now we're going to lay down the Glacial Stage, looking to try to take out this Blastoise. Trainer getting dangerously low. Gyarados able to take them out. Now, not even level 9 yet, so no Mega Gyarados, but IX Gaming with a perfect defensive stand on this T2 pad.
Yeah, looking That was a really good play here by IX, making sure that Extinction couldn't get in. Now Blastoise might be a little bit caught. They do have a really good surf there and huge shield for them. IX not really able to make a push happen. Extinction gonna return the favor in terms of defense.
94-71 at the 5.5 minute mark. And I don't know if we've talked about this Electro Trip Miraidon yet.
Yeah, sorry, I thought. Oh, I put a. Let's keep talking.
Okay, I will continue. Yeah, we got Gyarados kind of making a little bit of a havoc up here in the top path. Extinction also migrating up north. Going to send 4 members up here. And Smuglax kind of trailing a little bit behind, making sure no one scores on that T2. Going to be a little bit of a fight here over this top Reggie.
Yeah, looking for an opportunity to go in. We do have Metallic there going down on this Miraidon. Very early Unite move there used by Whaley on the Eldegoss, but now here come the Rings Unbound. Extinction isn't going to be going down without a fight. Glacial Stage is set. Umbreon surviving for just a little bit longer. Rex on less than 1 HP will be able to skate away.
Able to skate away, Blastoise, Hydro Typhoon into the eject. Machizel able to take out Whaley on the Eldegoss. Now Gyarados in the Mega Stage, able to get a double KO and looking for more. Looking for this back line, going into the Speed Flux Zone, looking to try to take out Hoopa, but a trick is going to give them just enough shielding. But it also bought a lot of time for IX Gaming, who's able to take that Regirock, and now the push is on for this T1 pad.
Oh, the ball toy throwing a little bit of hands at the Rapidash. They will still be able to get those 40 points in. Now 111 to 117. IX looking pretty solid here, but Extinction definitely holding on. We've got level 11 on that Urshifu, plus 2 level 10s on their other carries. And either team, there's this very scrappy, brawly game here. Both teams kind of taking different fights as they both move down to this basement path, looking for an opportunity to take this Regieleki. Wow, great score here from the Gyarados in the top path, able to extend a lead towards IX Gaming.
Smuglax trying to hit this backside score on this T1 with the Snorlax, but Extinction was wise and held their goal zones, and it was also able to take that Regieleki, which will walk towards this T2. Umbreon on the top side, able to deposit a little bit of their pocket change, only 14 points, gonna level up, but Extinction now also all migrating up towards this top. IX Gaming doesn't really care about that. They're going for this T1 push on the bottom side, and they're gonna get it.
Yeah, smart from them as well, being able to get some points in. 50 points will go in. Good
Wow.
overcap there for IX Gaming. A little bit of a throw. I think Burzy was probably like, I had an extra 3 points. Let me get them in. And Hoopa grabbing 36 there after Regieleki is sent in. They will pick up that KO, but I don't think Extinction's too mad about it.
Not too mad. I was wondering if we would have seen a Hoopa Unite move, but at this point in this game, 2-10, or it was 3-10 at the time. Likely and probably the wise decision not to go ahead and push forward with that Hoopa Unite. 2:45 on the clock. IX Gaming still in the driver's seat. This is going to be this third Reggie Roulette in 15 seconds. And they do have a little bit of positioning here. Extinction also maybe fighting for this positioning, moving all 4 members along with their 5th member, this Urshifu, towards this top path. This might be a little bit of a fight early on.
Yeah, there's 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock and a Registeel. Oh, we're throwing the Rings Unbound early, Kyle. They're going to go all the way in here for Extinction. But look at this, how much damage the Hoopa is taking. They're almost all the way down. And look, no, the Glaceon is going to get taken. They're going to get hit there by the Miraidon.
Oh, wow, yeah, Cotton Cloud Crash is going to come
on.
in. Oh, you cut out for a second. I thought you were done.
Oh, sorry.
That's funny. Oh, no, I was like, wait, is she... yeah, maybe. I don't know. Either way, yeah, a lot of the Unite moves get expended here. Blastoise is also going to hit the Hydro Typhoon button.
What a
dangerously
cotton
low.
guard.
Going to get a little bit of shielding there. Nice, smart strike there to kind of put the Blastoise in a bit of a blender. Groudon now starting to chipped on by IX Gaming, and we do have Umbreon going down now. IX Gaming on the offensive Unite move from the Miraidon, going to rain down some meteors. They're going to have to retreat back towards this top side of the map. Groudon already at half. IX Gaming trying to zone him out. Good play by Smuglax, completely blocking out the Miraidon. Now Groudon dangerously low. IX Gaming likely going to take it, but a Blastoise. One last chance, but it is IX Gaming.
what a play there from IX. And sorry, I think I yelled too loud and my microphone like clipped it.
Oh.
It must have been what happened. But yeah, what a crazy fight there from Extinction to start that out so early and IX to respond as well as they did. Well played by both squads. IX, though, is going to be putting in a ton of points here. 457 now to 226. They are all going to be moving into the base goal zone. And this Glaceon with the icy wind, excuse me, absolutely unreal this game.
2 KO streak. IX Gaming continuing off where they left off last week here in game number 1, taking it to Extinction, and this is going to be just about it for game number 1. Looked pretty good there. Very clean Kyogre fight. Extinction kind of deposited a lot of, or expended a lot of resources before this Kyogre, thinking that they could catch IX Gaming off guard, but IX Gaming was ready for it.
Yeah, they really were ready for it. The decision to go for that early Rings Unbound was definitely an interesting call. I don't know if... Well, I guess I assumed that their goal was just going to be to get some picks before IX could realize what was going on, but IX only had to use one Unite move up there. I believe they just used the Cotton Cloud Crash, and Extinction put a ton of resources into there, and IX was able to hold on to it. I also just want to point, I don't know if you caught it, the most insane timing on the Cotton Spore from Whaley. The Blastoise went in with the Hydro Typhoon, and then they were going to go right into their Surf, but as soon as they got out of the Hydro Typhoon, the Cotton Spore popped and stunned them against the back side of the Groudon pit, and they weren't able to get the Surf out. That could have been a difference maker if they were able to hit the Glaceon with that Surf, but I don't even know how you, like, I feel like you just get lucky in that situation, because I don't know how you could possibly time the Cotton Spore to be that perfect, but that was unreal.
IX Gaming built different. 861, 298. Honestly, I mean, I'm just over and over again impressed by this team. Every time we see them, it just seems like they're able to like shift into another gear in this league format. Extinction, obviously a very good squad. The record might not show it, but you know, I mean, it's still a very good squad. It's still a Worlds contender team, time and time again. Obviously didn't make it last year, but I mean, it's kind of hard to, you know, kind of put them in this lower side of the league format at the 1 and 2, and kind of think that they'll stay there because eventually something's going to turn and something's going to change for them. But right now, IX Gaming has their number.
Yeah, they looked absolutely insane this game. Extinction can definitely pull out a win here against this squad. They were playing really well. I just think there were some snap decisions made that may not have been thought all the way through, and I honestly don't think they were prepared to deal with Riker on this Icy Wind Glaceon. I really don't.
Yeah.
That was such a good pick into this, and I don't like the Electro Drift on the Miraidon there. I don't think it ended up working out well for them, because even if you do get an Electro Drift, an Icy Wind hits you, and even if you get out a second one, like, you've already taken so much damage at that point that it just didn't end up working out super well, I feel like, for Extinction, but very well played by both sides. The Rapidash also really interesting. Don't know if you go ahead and let this Mega Gyarados through again, but, you know, I guess we'll see.
And this is some of the replays for game number 1. This is a great push here for Extinction, although IX Gaming, once again, they were just kind of ready for it. You didn't have a whole lot of Unite moves on the side of Extinction at this moment, so like you weren't able to get that Blastoise. If Blastoise was 9 there, we might have had like a different story. But IX Gaming, again, ready for it. Every time that Extinction seemed to want to push one of these goal zones, IX Gaming had a pretty good defensive stand. I really like their composition.
Yeah, this was such a great comp for them. And this is where we saw this, the Blastoise, you know, goes in there with that big Hydro Typhoon, but then the Gyarados, the Mega Gyarados, just in the back line, taking, like, doing so much damage, and just, it's so stupid. Just able to walk out.
Able to walk out. Yeah, Icy Wind too, like, not something that we see a lot of times in the meta. I mean, normally we've seen a lot of Icicle Spears, but I did like this because you kind of have a two-headed Hydro when it comes to, like, securing. You have that Dazzling Gleam from the Rapidash, but Obviously, Glaceon, one of the best secures with Icy Wind opposed to Icicle Spear. Icicle Spear not as good for these contested objectives, although there weren't really many contested objectives in this game. IX Gaming seemed like every fight that they wanted to take, they were able to win handedly.
Yeah, they were definitely able to do a lot throughout that game. I think that was just really well played from both sides, but in this end game, IX was just they were just a monstrous death ball moving forward here. It was just so good, and then able to be patient, making sure that they are accounting for every member of Extinction that was on the map, taking them down, able to secure the ground on before the Blastoise gets in. Just very well played.
That was really close, though. I think like maybe a split second earlier, and that Surf might have been able to take that Kyogre. Either way, IX Gaming still able to close the door there. And yeah, I'm not sure even if, you know, that Surf steals that, if Extinction would have been able to still come back. I think IX Gaming still had too many members upright. Would have been able to steal some of those buffs, but it could have been obviously a lot closer. But either way, they got it done in game one. Extinction, they're kind of in the same situation that Citadel Gaming was in against Evil Geniuses. You don't want to go 1-3. This league system and this league format, there's so many good teams right now. You don't want to be behind that 8 ball and sitting at 1-3 because, again, only 5 teams are qualifying for the playoff portion. Those bottom 3 teams are going to be fighting for relegation going into next season. You don't really want to be in that spot. It's going to be a tough one. And IX Gaming, they're kind of controlling their destiny here.
Yeah, they're looking really good. I wonder here what Extinction ends up doing. They can definitely put together a really good team composition that ends up bringing them back, but I feel like IX just keeps getting underestimated and teams just aren't really sure what to do with them, because it's kind of expected that teams would be able to pull out wins against IX pretty easily, but they're clearly like an insanely good team, and I feel like every game they're bringing like a new strategy that nobody's ever seen before and ending up doing really well with it. Like this Icy Wind Glaceon was such a great call into what Extinction had that I don't think anybody expected that it would end up looking that good.
We'll see what we see here. So Extinction will have the option to choose either map selection or side selection. We'll see how they want to go ahead and determine that. Guess we won't really see it until the end screen of which position that they'll take going into game number 2. Obviously, first games are always on Groudon. We'll see if we're going to see Kyogre again. We've kind of seen a lot of teams prefer Kyogre, at least based on some of the data we've seen in like the Underdunk and then EUL, the European League that they're running. A lot of teams kind of prioritizing picking Kyogre. I'm not sure if that's just because that's what's in ranked right now, or if teams just feel like that's the premier map to select, but I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I feel like they just get the most practice with it at the moment, honestly. It's really difficult the way that Unite is set up to have very consistent practice. So a lot of teams are just kind of forced to use the ranked ladder to practice different strategies and things like that, just queuing up 5 stacks into whatever's going on in ranked at the moment. So they just kind of have the most experience probably practicing. I really wouldn't say that Kyogre is necessarily like so much better of a map. It's just what teams are probably used to at the moment. That being said, the Groudon being the first map of the week, the first map of every set this week, is interesting because that does mean they're starting out playing on Groudon. Maybe they just continue playing on Groudon because they already have played a match on it and they know that they were doing well with it. But it's kind of it's a really cool feature that you can pick between the maps, but I'm not sure how much of a difference it really makes at this point because the Kyogre map is where they've been likely to practice.
True. Looks like we're getting our game ready very soon. Yeah, I'm not sure what we're gonna go here for these teams. I'm trying to think of like what we're gonna have for draft. Okay, we do have the game ready. Whaley once again gonna be taking that Eldegoss, so liking that. Lurk obviously had that really massive play on that Blastoise like you talked about. Click the button, click the button, click the button, click the button.
Button. Nice. All right, let's look at the drafts that we got. So same exact team comp here for IX Gaming. They're running it back, whereas Extinction has switched it up quite a bit. We've got Miraidon back here. We've got the Blastoise back here, but this time we've got Clef, Ceruledge, and Umbreon, which we were talking about Ceruledge a lot last night. So I like this pick a lot here for Extinction.
Let's get into game number 2, IX Gaming, Extinction. IX Gaming to look to cement a 3-1 record going into their next matchup later this evening. Extinction trying to even up their record and maybe even force this game 3. We're going to see this Galarian Rapidash once again head to the bottom path.
Yeah, and the key here is going to be to try to prevent this Magikarp from getting online, because the Mega Gyarados was able to get to Mega Gyarados and then stay ahead throughout the entire game. You got to make sure, you're not giving up any KOs to this Magikarp, trying to keep it as low level as possible for the entire game. That is difficult, though, when you've got an Eldegoss with all of those devastating basic attacks in the early game.
Yeah, the slows on it are really nice, and also helps out Burzy get online a little bit faster. Metallic, along with his Umbreon, going to try to gobble up experience on their side, but Trainer coming down to the bottom path, immediately eliminating Liko, sending them back to the Pokemon Center. Rex able to get online, avoiding a lot of the damage from Riker just in time with that evolution.
Yeah, that was a great call from Trainer to come down into that bottom path. We didn't see it, but Clefairy got KO'd there by Liko, and then just a fantastic response from Trainer. I feel like I always run into this problem where I get a KO, early, you want to push a little bit, and then you forget the central area Pokemon is right there. Look at this, though. Burzy jumping very deep into this Tier 1 goal zone, looking for an opportunity for a KO.
Yeah, they're trying to maybe even score there just to get that effort gauge up enough to evolve into Gyarados. There is that evolution that they're looking for, but immediately met with a foul play from the Umbreon. Gonna waterfall on in, force the eject button from Metallic on the Miraidon. So honestly, pretty fantastic plays here early on for IX in the top half.
I think we didn't talk enough about the fact that this is a Flail-Axe as well. It was previously, too. We've got Flail-Axe on the board, which is not something that you often see, but we do have the Charge Beam this time for Metallic. Definitely, I think, a better option to go with the Charge Beam instead of the Electro Drift. Just a little bit more consistent, and Liko will be able to get their level 5 here in the bottom path. A little bit low HP, but they're going to get taken down.
Met by the level 8 Trainer LGC on the Ceruledge. In the top path, Umbreon trying to hold the door, trying to keep these 14 points from going on in. Whaley eventually able to deposit those into that T1. Enhanced Charge Beam, going to charge on through, send IX Gaming to separate and avoid a lot of that damage. You do not want to have multiple targets get ripped through by that big beam. Regidrago now going to be on the menu for either one of these teams. 3v3 here with Gyarados shortly lagging behind. Rex fighting into the front line, into the back line, try to take down, but now Trainer LGC making the plays moving. Reach going to lay down a gravity, prevent anybody from diving on in, but Smuglax on the Snorlax able to flail through and take that Drago.
Yeah, they will go down for it, but still, being able to pick up a KO in return, definitely really solid. Trainer not quite level 9, but here comes the Glacial Stage. The Glaceon comes out, Ceruledge goes down, so does the Clefable. Metallic next on the chopping block here. They are very low. Burzy is going to try to go forward on them. They will be able to connect.
That's a level 8 Mega Gyarados. Not like yet a Mega Gyarados, but still Gyarados right now. Very close to getting that level 9. Now these icy winds are going to start slicing through this Blastoise. But yeah, fantastic eject there to stay upright. Regirock still getting chipped down, looking for a secure. Gonna be this Icy Wind along with the Revenant Ren. Regirock actually getting reset there. So it's not able to get taken from either one of these teams. Good gravity there from Bora Reach. Machizel looking for it, but it's actually gonna be the Mega Gyarados taking the rock.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate leash of the Regirock. So well timed by Extinction with that Revenant Rend, and unfortunately just not able to close the door on it before it reset here. This Icy Wind Glaceon once again doing a ton of damage from the back line. And there's been a couple times where Ceruledge has been able to get back there and dive them, but they're just being so well insulated by their front line.
We're going to migrate down towards this bottom path. IX Gaming looking to siege this bottom tier goal zone, but it's Metallic holding the door, trying to keep anybody from pushing forward. Good block here from Smug just to try to isolate this Altaria family for IX Gaming. Altaria actually goes over to IX Gaming, so a lot of experience their way. We still have a basement Reggie Alecki down in this bottom path. Only 8 points holding onto this T1 on the right side, though.
I feel like Liko has been very quiet this set because of Riker just doing so much damage, but they have actually been providing so much value with this Rapidash, just going in, getting the dazzling gleams out, running away. Like, they have been kind of quietly doing so. Well, yeah, there we go. The Smart Strike comes in with a big KO there. And they just haven't really been paid much attention to because they're trying to deal with this Gyarados and the Glaceon.
They're going to try to break this goal zone before the Regieleki walks in. They might have just got it. There we go. Yeah, 30 points, 21-point overcap there. Now Regieleki going to start marching towards this T2 goal zone. Might have held on this door a little bit longer. Hands in the cookie jar. Is anybody going to go down? It's actually going to be Cerulege that's going to be the first to fall here. Big power nap to keep this HP bar alive. Eject button into the Hydro Typhoon is going to send this Galarian Rapidash, but Mega Gyarados has now hit the map, and they're going to get surfed away by the Blastoise.
Wow, somehow getting out of that situation too, and a couple good KOs for IX Gaming. Extinction is able to hold on to their goal zone. Regieleki not going to be able to walk in, but unfortunately for them, I don't think they picked up anybody in that moment. Did they get Eldegoss? I don't even think they did, so not the greatest fight for them, even though they were able to defend, and very patient there for IX to be able to take a couple KOs and then walk out.
Able to walk out. Didn't get a whole lot of score down there, but that's okay. You got some value. 12s on both this Mega Gyarados along with the Glaceon. Level 11 on this Galarian Rapidash. So IX Gaming sitting pretty with these levels. But there's a level 12, level 12 Cerulege that they'll have to deal with eventually.
Yeah, and the Cerulege, it's been looking really good. I feel like this is a really good meta for this Pokemon. It's got some damage avoidance with the one that goes underground. Is it the Phantom Force? Is that what goes
Phantom
underground
Force.
for it? Yeah, so you can avoid an Icy Wind, which I think is a really good call. But as soon as you're up, if Riker can read that, then you're taking a lot of damage. It's not the... It's a little bit of a squishier all-rounder, but it looks like both teams looking for a fight in the central area. This could be the last chance to use some Unite moves before the Kyogre fight.
There's both the Blastoise and the Miraidon Unite moves, but we also have Mega Gyarados hitting the map. All of that getting healed up by the Clefable, and now we have that Revenant Wren coming up and slicing through, but Blastoise goes down, Cerulege goes down, Mega Gyarados on full HP, and now Rex is getting chased down, and it's actually going to be the Gyarados once again through all of that madness. It's able to take a lot of it. Well-placed gravity, but IX Gaming still able to advance, and now Gyarados was looking for the Miraidon, but it's Metallic able to get to the safety of that T2 goal pad.
Wow, the gravity just not doing as much as I think the Clefable needs it to right now. There's been a lot of times where Gyarados has walked into the gravity and been stunned, and it still hasn't mattered. It's honestly crazy seeing the HP bars of IX go down, and you're like, wow, they're being jumped on right now. And then Eldegoss comes in, there's a Pollen Puff hero play that keeps them going for another couple minutes there and able to make sure they take it down. Even through the Clefable healing, I would love to see the items on these Pokemon, like how many are running some like cursed item against this Clefable, because it's just really not holding Extinction's HP very high for as long as you would expect.
201-73 IX Gaming in the driver's seat, also taking position in this Kyogre swamp area. I always forget what we try to call this, but they are setting up here. Extinction kind of moving forward through this bottom part. Gonna already start chipping through on this Kyogre. No big engage yet. Blastoise is gonna try to surf into the Gyarados. Actually unable to hit it there. Smuglax throwing some hands at this Umbreon. Enhanced Charge Beam is actually going to miss a lot of damage. Smuglax dangerously low, but healed up by that Pollen Puff. A presses from Whaley, and teams are going to separate for the time being. But good engage there from Liko. They're able to take out the Umbreon.
A good Revenant Wren could save it here for Extinction, but they're going in with the triangle. Takes down Miraidon before anyone can even use Unite moves. Extinction is falling one by one, but Trainer's still around. They still have a Revenant Wren in their pocket, and they're going to be looking to use it. There it is. Huge engagement. Does hit 4, but it doesn't matter. The Eldegoss Whaley will take them down, and now IX going to pivot onto this Kyogre.
Kyogre already at half. Umbreon has one chance for a hero play. Can Rex get in there? They're going to steal some shields. Here comes Metallic with the Miraidon. Kyogre getting dangerous. You got to look for a hero play, but it's Snorlax. IX Gaming going to take it. IX Gaming looking to take game 2. Extinction going back to the Ice Ages.
It's all IX Gaming all game long, and they're going to be able to take that secure. For a second, I thought we could have seen Miraidon set something up there and try to steal it away, but 301 now to 73, and IX not looking to stop anytime soon. Get another hundo burger in, and they're going to keep moving forward. What a game here from IX. What a set.
IX Gaming going to be 3-1 on your North America League here in the region. I'm honestly very impressed by their composure there. Incredible play. Liko kind of kicking it off and stunning that Umbreon, putting them in a bad position. And that was before they were able to use any Unite moves. And from there, it was just kind of a big snowball from IX Gaming. And yeah, fantastic patient plays there to wait out some cooldowns, and Smuglax able to just smack through that Kyogre and take it for them. Incredible plays there. IX Gaming 757. They are jetting through in week number 2.
Yeah, almost a 700-point differential by the end of that game. And look at the difference. 10 KOs for Riker, which is more than the entirety of the number of KOs that Extinction had combined. And though I did really like the comp that Extinction pulled out here, I feel like there was a couple things that ended up happening. I imagine you had a lot of cursed items that made the healing on Clefable not as effective. And then also those fights, I feel like there was some good engagement, like Rex and Machizel would kind of walk in, and Extinction was just a little bit too scared to pull the trigger. I feel like maybe if there was a Revenant Rend right off the bat, Ceruledge went in and tried to catch them a little bit more off guard before Liko could jump in with the triangle, then maybe we could have had a different fight. But at the same time, IX was very, very high level. They've got a Mega on their side, and yeah, what a game.
Everybody's got to be waking up to IX Gaming at this point. I mean, what else can you say? I mean, this team has showed time and time again that they can play with any team in North America, and you're seeing it right there. Extinction, an incredible team, and they're able to take them down 2-0. So shocking, maybe a lot of people, maybe nobody at all, but either way, I mean, I'm super excited for this team. One of, moving up and up and up in the power rankings. I'm interested to see what, what Zoinks' power rankings are going to be.
Yeah, they had, IX pretty low there for the first week, and I think that the way that they've been playing surprised everybody, not just the casters, but also like the other teams. I don't really think that anyone has expected them to perform as solid as they have been performing, but look at like such a clean set from them too. Not many mistakes were made. They were really capitalizing off of the play style that Extinction has, who always wants to be brawling, they always want to be fighting, and IX really made sure they capitalized on that and pulled them into fights that they couldn't win through both of those games.
Yeah, and taking a look at the draft, we haven't been able to talk about this just yet. So first pick side for Extinction, and they banned that Darkrai, they banned that Inteleon. That's kind of 2 target bans against Liko, who has taken this Galarian Rapidash a couple of times in this one. Liko does love that Darkrai, and obviously very famously known to love that Inteleon. But he also banned the Vaporeon. I mean, I think you banned Smuglax away from that Pokemon, and really just anybody away from that Vaporeon at this point. And IX on the other side, taking away that Blissey, Charwai, and the Duck.
Yeah, I mean, you had 2 games in a row where Flaelax, Icy Wind, Glaceon absolutely stomped the entire time. It's like what do you even do? Like, what can you do? What do you ban out from them? So Extinction kind of sticking with the same plan. There were also a couple times, I hope we get to see it here, where Riker was using the walls to set the glacial stage, and then they were able to get out of the range of damage of some of these Pokemon. So we saw one of them there, and there was also one in the end game fight that I didn't get much of a chance to talk about because so much was happening. But in this situation, the Revenant Rend comes in so well timed, but that's heartbreaking, honestly.
That is heartbreaking. Just the leash of HP there. And I want to go back and I want to talk about a couple of things, and it's specifically my 2 calls that I made there at the end. What are your thoughts about the Extinction going back to the Ice Ages?
Yeah, that's great.
Good. I came up with that before this game. Thank you. The other one that I came up with on the spot was the scoreline was 757. So I said the scoreline in IX Gaming jetting in week number 2.
Oh, I
757
get
chat.
it, because Boeing
Yeah.
757.
Not bad, right?
Yeah.
Not bad, right?
Yeah, it
Okay.
was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I want to watch this
That's
because I
hard
don't
to
know if
say.
we're going to be able to see how Riker set this up. It was so good because they used an eject button, like with their Unite move at some point, and like otherwise they would have gotten caught, and it was absolutely crazy. But this was the engagement from Liko. Huge triangle. I don't even remember what it's actually called, but I've just been
triad
calling
blitz.
it the triangle. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's the triangle.
Yeah.
And then just the engagement on top of it. So many stuns. Like, IX, dude, the way that they set things up. But yeah, okay, so here it is. So look at this. We have the Revenant Ren coming in. Oh, Mooney jumps in front of the screen. Big glacial stage there to jump backwards. It was just unreal.
Yeah, double KO streak. Whaley getting that double KO.
Yeah,
It's a
Whaley
perfect
just
play here from Smug to just slow down this Umbreon from entering in. They do steal a couple of shields, and this was a Hail Mary play for Extinction at this moment. Almost gets the charge beam, but Smuglax just a little bit quicker on the trigger,
flail.
and IX
What else
Gaming,
would it be,
gets
honestly?
the flail. Yeah, insane work here for IX
Like,
Gaming. Oh, are we
seriously,
getting?
what else would it
Are
be?
we rewinding?
Oh,
Are we rewinding or are we fast forward? Oh, we're rewinding
okay,
actually.
we're
Okay.
fast- Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
So we're watching
Where
it
we going?
again. Great.
Again.
Yeah, just tell us what to say. We're rewatching it.
We're rewatching.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
yeah, okay.
triangle.
Here's the triangle. Oh man, what an incredible play there
Dude,
from
the
Liko.
way that they time their stuff. It's like the
Yeah.
triangle stuns into the, like, so that as soon as Extinction is coming out of a stun, there's another stun. Like, it's so well, like, the chemistry to know exactly when your teammates are going to be pressing their buttons so that the timing of your moves can then come out. Just like there's nothing Extinction could really have done there because they were stunned permanently until they went down. And that was just off the back of the Triad Blitz into the Snorlax Unite move, hitting for 2 stuns. Burzy then came in with the Mega Evolution. Just ridiculous.
And here's the big slap that ended it all, sending IX Gaming at a 2-0 victor in this set. Gotta love it. Gotta absolutely love it. And they were just able to snowball their way towards those T2 goal zones.
Oh, Whaley,
With
can
that
you
said-
sign my super exclusive Whaley shirt? When are we getting
seriously,
that? Where's the
I need the IX Gaming link to be able to buy my IX Gaming jersey and
Where's
hang
the
it on
merch
my
so we
wall
can
somewhere.
unapologetically be IX fans
Yeah,
despite pretending to be unbiased?
yeah.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, that's
So
what,
the
that's what I need to
jerseys?
know.
Yeah, I need that shit.
Working on it.
Can't get
Nice.
that.
I love that. I need that. I need that link. All right. Well, we are gonna go ahead and take a quick break while we get set up for our last round matchup. It's gonna be Aftermath and Lunex Gaming. This should be a pretty good one. Aftermath
Are you sure?
maybe
It should be a pretty good one.
I think it should be a pretty good one. I think Aftermath actually looked a lot better in, I guess, the second day of competition last week
Yeah,
opposed
they
to
won
the
a game.
first day. So yeah, they took a game off of team, heroic. I believe it was a Mewtwo Y Unite or Mewtwo X Unite, one of the Mewtwo's.
Yeah.
So we'll see if
Yeah,
they're able to
they
get
had
into
both
the
Mewtwo's,
actual
yeah,
win
and they
column.
Stole it. Yeah, that was great. That was awesome. I hope we
That
see
was
something like that
crazy.
again. That was sick.
Yep. Yep.
That's awesome. Okay, yeah.
All right, well, let's
break.
take a quick
Yep.
break. Yeah, let's take
Grab
a break.
a
I need
drink,
to
grab a
use the
snack,
restroom.
back to the Ice Ages, go pee, something else that Kyle says. Hand in the cookie jar.
Yep.
We'll be back very soon.
Welcome back, trainers. UNITE Championship Series, North America Regional League, and we have the final match of the day here for the off-stream broadcast, and I just got a new fun toy that will be taken once we hit the replays, but this is going to be Aftermath along with Lunex Gaming here in our round 3 matchup.
All right, yeah, so we were able to get a look at the bans. It looks like LX banned Mega Lucario, Cyrilege, and Snorlax, and Aftermath banned Megachar, Y, Psyduck, and Hoopa. So, I mean, we've got the Mewtwo Y back, the famous Mewtwo Y from Aftermath from last week.
And let's get into our game 1 action. Lunex Gaming going to be on your purple side. Aftermath Esports going to be on your orange side. Actually, sorry, Aftermath's going to be on your purple side. Lakoding taking this Talonflame to the central area.
Yeah, I like the Talonflame here. You can avoid a lot of damage. I also like, you know, seeing for Aftermath this Latias. I think that's a pretty good call. Hold on, wait, it's flipped. Right. Okay. No. Yeah. For Lunex, I like the Latias. I think that, you know, you have a little bit of sustain. It's some really consistent damage, and it's a Pokemon that we haven't really seen played too much. But with what Lunex has set up in this top path, I guess it is being played kind of in that support role.
Yeah, we're gonna see both of these teams once we get this overlay figured out. For some reason, it's not switching. But it looks like we are going to be able to take away a lot of experience here. Lunex Gaming kind of doing pretty okay on this bottom side.
Yeah, for a second it said Aftermath 3 and 1. It says Lunex 1 and 3. Those are not right. Those should be switched back to the other side. But you know, it's not too big of a deal. I don't think anybody thinks that. So, but yeah, so the goal here for Aftermath is just going to be to get this Gyarados going. They really need to get them to a high level as fast as possible. Usually what teams do for that is they just keep them up at the top path. So Lunex is responding to... Oh
no!
Lunex is responding to it here, and they're leaving the Wartortle up there to deal with that Magikarp and not give them an opportunity to stack up or anything.
I think our observer's controller is like doing the weird lag thing. That's no fun. But either way, we can lock into some of these Pokemon. So yeah, Lunex
Still
Gaming.
Better than the main broadcast observer.
So true sometimes. But yeah, let's see what's going on in this top side path. This Magikarp still unable to get evolved. IMAX doing a pretty good job on this Vaporeon, and Lakoding's coming to the top path, still not level 7, and we still have this Magikarp, but we finally do get our Talonflame.
Yeah, we do still have a Magikarp, though, so that is not good. Still held down to 0 points here. We do see the Umbreon now walking away. Good fly from the Talon, but we do see... Oh, I think this is another Liquidation Inteleon. Yeah, very interesting here. We've seen 2 Liquidation Inteleons today.
And yeah, Liquidation's seemingly still pretty strong. We'll see how we go into the mid part of this game. Regidrago on the menu and immediately taken off the map from Lunex Gaming, because actually Lumiar on this Blastoise that's able to get credit for that one. Now gonna push away this Baltoy, away from Aftermath, and look for a KO of Vaporeon taking out the Umbreon.
Yeah, and they're going to keep moving in here. We do have a Gyarados, but they're only level 5, and they're trying to fight against level 7 on that Inteleon, level 6 on Vaporeon as well. Now level 8 for the Inteleon, getting very close to that level 9 benchmark here. It looks like there's the Wait, what Charizard was this? Because Megachar Y was banned. Is this a Megachar or is this a regular Char?
Is this just a regular Charizard?
Yeah, just regular
regular
Charizard. Just
boring Charles
Zard. Yeah, going in with Nakey Charizard here.
Yeah, that's crazy work.
Celestial
Celestial has...
It's not even wearing its Megastone. Can't believe that.
Yeah, illegal. T2 pad, look at that.
Yeah, that's just not very becoming of the Charizard. Just there's kids here, you know. You gotta wear that Megastone. But Aftermath will be able to take that Registeel here in the bottom path, and they are gonna potentially look to push forward, but Lunex at this point has such a lead that it looks like instead we have Charizard prioritizing just breaking that top path goal zone. That's a very early break for them.
Very early break, so T2 gone on the top side. And we have this Mega Gyarados that just has not been able to get their Mega Evolution just yet. Level 10 on both the Inteleon and Charizard for Lunex Gaming, and Gonna fight over some wild Pokemon here in the central area, but IMAX and Lunex are just really able to kind of control this space. A little bit of a surf there, misses the mark, but able to Hydro Pump into a little bit of danger of that Mewtwo Y, which has hit the Mega Evolution stage. Gonna hold on to this A button, another surf, and Charizard's gonna take this guy, and it's gonna be Mewtwo Y that goes down. Flame Sweep's gonna look to take out the Blastoise, they do. Flies up, and it's also gonna take out the Inteleon. Double KO for Licoding.
Yeah, what a play there from Licoding. They really did hit the Flame Sweep eject button and able to pick up 2. They are going to be able to fly out of this. We do see the Mega Gyarados now coming out. They're looking for the Charizard, trying to chase them down into their Flux Zone. Not going to be able to make it happen. Here comes the Unite move from the Latias, the Eon Blast. Not taking down this Mega Gyarados, but it's enough to push them away.
And Fury is going to try to run away on this Umbreon. Gets to the Speed Flux Zone, and it's actually Aftermath that's going to have to vacate the premises of this T1 goal zone, and Lunex Gaming going to break this one as well for good measure, increasing their score lead to 296-58. We're going to have a couple Reggies hitting the map here. Regieleki on the top side of the map. It'll be a Regiroulette on the bottom side. Aftermath going to look to start ripping through this, knowing that maybe Lunex Gaming wants to have a potential Regieleki towards the end of the match.
Yeah, I mean, really interesting, playing for Lunex Gaming. They're not prioritizing the Regieleki that, you would expect to see them running up there and, trying to get it as soon as possible. But instead, they're actually just prioritizing continuing to put points on the board and spreading out all over the map so that Aftermath can't peel off and look for a score. And since they're so far ahead in terms of the score right now, they can afford to do that. That being said, we've got a level 12 on this Talonflame. Nobody's level 12 quite yet on Lunex.
And Charizard is going to get chased down after they use their Unite move, eventually going down, but Aftermath expending a lot of resources for it. Lunex still on full HP. Also going to try to press forward to this Mega Gyarados. Mega Mewtwo is going to go down. Aftermath falling down like flies, and Lunex Gaming takes a lot of advantage here in that bottom path.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like, from what we've seen of Aftermath, it really, you can really tell that Licoding is kind of the player that knows what's going on, and they're very consistently putting up KOs, positioning very well, making sure that their levels aren't falling behind, but Lunex is way far ahead right now, 306 to 58, and they've been covering their goal zones very well. So not even a goal zone has been broken for Aftermath because Lunex isn't leaving them alone. So if they did try to send Talonflame in for a score, somebody would be there and likely be able to take them down.
Agnoob just able to escape that liquidation Inteleon on 1 HP. I'm not sure if we're going to have enough time for another Regieleki. We'll see if that actually does hit the map before this first Groudon, but Aftermath not really paying much attention. They are looking to try to line up some positioning. Another liquidation, this time into the Mega Gyarados, chunking them down to half. IMAX gonna hit that Muddy Water. Big engage here, flies up for the Talonflame, looking for a target. We have a Psyshock connecting on Oblivion and gonna send them scrambling backwards. Oh, liquidation absorbed, keeping Licoding upright.
Yeah, the liquidations, just so much damage. It's all sure hit. There's really nothing you can do about it. The only one that can avoid it is the Talonflame, and Lunex isn't even bothering with the Talonflame. They're just hitting liquidations, doing a ton of damage on everybody else to force Aftermath backwards, and now they have full control over this Groudon central area, and they're really not looking to give it up anytime soon.
Fury gonna wish themselves reduce some of that damage, but they're only level 10, so that's a lot of damage coming from Lunex Gaming that they'll have to avoid. Still fighting through this choke point, trying to grab some vision. We see Lunex Gaming really trying to keep them away from entering in. Big engage from the Blastoise. Talonflame forced to fly over that tall wall. Cooliger not able to engage into the central area, and Umbreon goes down. Lunex Gaming has completely choked them out of this Groudon pit.
Yeah, there's really nothing that Aftermath can do to get in here. I guess they just have to hope Lunex goes for a rip and then look for a secure. But Lunex knows what they're doing. They're not just going to go for a secure here. They're just going to look to try to bait them in and then get some picks. Another great pick there. And Inteleon comes around the corner to pick up that Mewtwo before they can do anything about it. That being said, there's still a Mewtwo Unite move on the board. And if we've learned anything about Aftermath Esports, the Mewtwo Unite move could be a really advantageous position for them.
It could be, and they are hitting the Thea Sky rooms once again. Cooliger fighting once again through this choke point, met by tie-dye on this Latias. Celestial being cloaked with the invisibility from the Inteleon. Gonna acrobatics away. Some shields are getting stolen into the Mewtwo Unite move. No Pokemon found just yet. Now Celestial looking to take down this Umbreon who's gonna foul play, but that's into danger. Another Hydro Typhoon here from Lunear, and Aftermath falling down like flies. 3 members down, the Talonflame down. Mewtwo Y scrambling through the tall grass on that top side. Lunex Gaming just going for scores.
Yeah, they did lose a few there. They lost the Latias and the Inteleon after Lacoding jumped in with that Flame Sweep, but it's just not going to be enough. Lunex very handedly going to take this game number 1, and I think Aftermath might have to go back to the drawing board here.
Yeah, not a great showing here in game 1. Lunex Gaming kind of showing why they are, despite their record of 1-2, a team to beat in this league. Just really controlling this map front to back, top to bottom, and Aftermath Esports, like you said, they're going to drop yet another match.
Yeah, that's, I mean, they definitely looked all right, I feel like, in that game. They were picking up some KOs, and it really was off the back of Lacoding and the Talonflame. I feel like they would be a really good team to go for, like, a full Protect the President composition or something like that, and just surround Lacoding and, like, 4-man pocket him the entire time. Like, that might be an option for this team, honestly, to try to eke out a win off the back of Lacoding, because he really seems to be the only one really picking up significant KOs. We did see the Mega Gyarados perform decently well here, but unfortunately for Aftermath, just not able to pull anything out. Lunex just kind of as expected of this team. They always like to maintain control over the entire map. They're a team with a lot of macro control tactics, and they were really able to do that throughout this game.
Yeah, finals 48-58. Not a whole lot of scoring. Like you said, only a few KOs found here from Aftermath. Taking a look at some of the damage numbers. Celestial leading the charge, 82k damage, only taking 17, which
yeah, dude,
honestly pretty good considering you had a Talonflame on the other side. So you'd imagine that you'd be able to at least get a little bit more damage, but yeah, not really a whole lot of damage all around for Aftermath.
Really interesting to see this Charizard, regular, boring old Nakizard, coming out here in this game and still performing pretty well. But I really do think the Inteleon, geez, everything has the same kind of syllables in it. The Inteleon, my favorite evolution, coming in here and able to just, with that liquidation, just so much damage, and they kept pushing. It was like a zoning support, kind of like the way that Celestial was playing it, just putting the damage on and forcing them back out of the pit, and they really couldn't get in or do anything unless the Talonflame had a good engage.
Yeah, I mean, let's take a look at some of the replays. And this was kind of like halfway through the match. I do have my handy dandy little Telestrator here that I'll be able to show here. This is a great fight here. Blastoise Unite move. This is a good kind of counter punch. You know, send the Talonflame this way. I'm still getting used to it, but it's super fun.
What's going on? That's fantastic.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll figure out how to learn this Telestrator. Some of the replays, though. I mean, Lunex Gaming kind of able to absorb that counter punch and kind of push backwards into Aftermath Esports. And yeah, this is kind of where things started to fall apart.
Yeah, Pina said you drew a butt, so.
Did I really?
that's really true. I mean, great work. It was.
Thank you.
Know, it's a lot of drawing.
I am artiste. This
was a pretty decent fight for Aftermath. Going after the Charizard, they kept having to back up here. They were able to take them down. It still didn't matter a ton. Wow, great circle there. Incredible work.
Thank you.
And then the Charizard did go down here, and Aftermath, I believe they were able to secure this objective too. And then that was like probably one of their best fights in the game. They weren't really able to turn anything around with it, but they still had a good fight, picked up some high value KOs.
I believe it was the Umbreon circled on our screen. I think it was just a boosted auto that was able to take it. Yep, we do see that right there.
Yeah.
I'm having too much fun with this. I'm having too much fun with it. Someone needs to take away my chalkboard.
Yeah, this was another, this is kind of where we saw Lunex in control of the pit, and they just they're not looking to fully engage on them. They're not trying to push the fight into the central area or anything. They're just throwing liquidations, playing very patiently, making sure that they're not giving up that control. And again, the Umbreon had a pretty good engagement here, but the rest of Lunex wasn't paying attention to it, so it didn't really matter, unfortunately.
No, yeah, it was really. I mean, you had the Umbreon engage into the Mewtwo Unite, but you had none of your damage dealers really able to follow up. And from there, Lunex Gaming just kind of take them one by one. Gyarados gets a nice engage here, able to take a couple, but eventually met by this Blastoise with a nice Hydro Pump. And that was pretty much all she wrote. Lunex Gaming kind of pressed forward and survived all of that to propel them into this game number 2.
Yeah, I imagine we'll see kind of a similar strategy in game 2 for Lunex. Yeah, great work there. Yep. I'm gonna point to different things. What should we point to? Point to my new little Whoopie over here. Look at him. He's a little crocheted Whoopie. But yeah, Lunex is a team that really likes to just kind of maintain control of the areas that they want to control. So they don't really lose goal zones. You know, they're gonna be the team that's in the pit early, set up and zoning you out. So I think Aftermath kind of needs a way to get beyond that, or try to bait Lunex into giving up their position, or bait them into making a mistake. I feel like otherwise, though, Lunex is not really a team that makes many mistakes. They're generally very calm. They're just kind of like, I don't think they're really concerned. I wouldn't say they're calm, but I don't think they're very concerned about this game.
Yeah, all right. Taking a look at our draft. Actually, we got a little bit of information about the draft. So it does look like Lunex is going to be on that first pick side. So Aftermath going to be on that second pick side. From what it looks like, I think that's a Groudon map. I can't 100% tell. But we're going to have Mega Lucario, Saraledge, and Snorlax band, as well as Hoopa, Inteleon, and Char Y. So, I'm not sure what we're going to pick, but we do have a little bit of information on some of those bands.
Yeah, pretty much the same bands, except Inteleon now being banned out from Celestial, and Psyduck is potentially available for one of the teams to take. So the Aftermath is fearing that liquidation Inteleon, which, I mean, I don't blame them. It's very difficult to fight against, and if you kind of only have one player who can make it into that back line pretty consistently, and then there's not really follow-up from the rest of your team, the liquidation is going to be really difficult to deal with.
Very much so. I had a pen, and I had it open, and I accidentally colored on my face, but I think it was in my beard, so we're fine.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't notice.
We're good. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell,
to
be honest with you. So, yeah, you look fine. I mean, you could draw on your face if you want, but we'll just, like, let you draw on the screen instead.
Okay.
I think that would be...
Where's the... I need the Post Malone. There we go. Tired. There we go.
Okay.
I'm Post Malone now. Because doesn't he have that, like, the tired... Like a little barbed wire.
Oh, like the tattoo?
Go, like, closer. Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know.
Wrong way. Here we go. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We're just trying to kill time. We are waiting for this next game to pop up. So I am just going to be drawing here. Look at Lucario. Lucario's just hanging out in the backside. He still has his Christmas hat on.
Still celebrating
What's up with
Christmas.
this?
Yeah,
It's been a month.
Still,
Get over it, Lucario.
You gotta get him a new hat. A
Here's
Valentine's Day hat?
here. Oh, that's Goodell. Here's I hardly know her right there.
We look great. The little Sprigatito.
Sleeping
Our squad.
Sprigatito.
Oh, so, Peony says to play Hangman.
Play Hangman? Okay. See if we can do that. Bang. All right. I gotta come up with a word. Okay.
Guess a letter, Pina.
Yeah, guess a letter.
Everyone guess a letter. Just put your letters. She said Lucario. Oh, it's not Lucario. There's an A, though.
K, F. Oh, wait, no. F's there.
Mm-hmm.
So K. Is that an I and a T?
Yeah.
T. I.
Mm-hmm.
E. Okay. This is the E.
Mm-hmm. F-I and ends in an A.
N.
N.
N. X. Oh.
Fixdura!
Yeah.
It's Fixdura.
I was gonna do a hashtag.
Hashtag Fixdura. Great game,
We did it.
you guys. Great work.
Good job, chat.
Now we can get into game number 2 of Aftermath versus Lunex. Let's take a look at the draft that we've got going on. So this time,
Oh
we've
no.
got Eggnoob playing the Mew. We're pulling out the Miraidon, the Mimikyu, and the Blastoise, but this is a stacked comp for Lunex. Yeah, this is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go against the Gengar and a Mewtwo Y. I mean, that's pretty tough, and not to mention the Mega Gyarados. So let's get into game number 2. Aftermath Esports, Lunex Gaming. Aftermath is trying to make sure that this is not the last map of the off-stream broadcast. Lunex Gaming trying to close the door and get onto the mainstream.
Yeah, Lunex kind of BMing there, taking away the Mewtwo Y from them. That was kind of BM. Oh, they're BMing even more, walking into the enemy central area, trying to slow down this Mimikyu here. Not going to be able to take that one, but going to be annoying anyway.
Gonna be annoying. Also put a little bit of pressure on Lakoding, trying to slow down this central area clear. Unable to take any experience, but they have lowered this HP bar to around half and have kind of bullied out Mimikyu from the central area, and also forcing Eggnoob to respond down to the Duck. Duck still putting on a lot of pressure. Haunter coming down to the bottom path. Celestial able to eliminate the Miraidon.
Yeah, that's a Hex right there. That's going to be shredding through everything on Aftermath the entire time. Plus, they're going to be getting some early stacks in. Lunaire, though, getting very low. They're going to have to retreat backwards, not trying to give up a KO early, but Aftermath has moved up to the top path, trying to put more bodies up in the top path where they know the Gengar is down in the bottom.
It's a Hex Gengar, so going to be playing a little bit more cautious, but putting the pressure on Aftermath on this T1 goal zone. Met by Mr. Mime time. Going to eject, try to take out Egg, but here comes Celestial. It doesn't matter. He doesn't even need to get there because Mew's taken out. And just like that, Lunex Gaming able to find a couple of big KOs in this top path, and we have level 7 on your Gengar already.
Little bit of an int there from Mr. Mime. They were going for the Mew, but I mean, it worked out. If you got to lose anybody, I guess, you lose the Mime in that situation. Not too big of a deal, but you've now enabled a level 7 on that Gengar, so ever close to that level 9. And if you're in a head Gengar with Hex, you just shred. Like, you absolutely just shred through everything. There's not really time for Aftermath to respond. So they have to figure out how they're going to deal with this Gengar.
Mega Gyarados going down now in Lunex Gaming. Gonna try to respond to this top path, make sure that no one's able to push forward up there. It's gonna be a Regidrago in the central area. Mr. Mime going down at the hands of this Miraidon. Tie-Dye holding the top path. Meanwhile, it's the Haunter that's able to full send on that Drago, earning it for Lunex.
It has been interesting to see Mr. Mime show up a little bit more often in some of these games, but yeah, it's been doing decently so far in this game. It's just kind of there for setup, and then good confusion there, setting up this Mewtwo Y that they so meanly took away there from Aftermath.
Yeah, no chance for a global Unite move to save them in a game at the objective, but Shadow Tag is going to hit Mr. Mime, not going to take it through. Getting placed in a mean look is Celestial on the Gengar, but it doesn't matter. Able to really deeply lower this Umbreon. Use the Unite move, find a KO, but Mimikyu able to take out Gengar in return. 2 members down for for Lunex. Now a triple KO
big.
found for Licoding. Might be looking for a 4-piece combo. Demon time.
Let's go. Fear the aftermath there. Take it down 4. It's a really big KO on the Gengar as well. Yeah. Because they were pretty far ahead, and now you have Mimikyu matching them in levels. And Aftermath actually a little bit ahead. Or no, not very far behind here. Gengar now level 10, but Aftermath has been able to keep up.
Yeah, keeping up is going to be very important because if they can stay in this and get closer and closer to this main objective at the end and they can be in it, that's a good step forward for sure. We're going to look for a little bit of a push down here in the bottom side. Our Lunex, mean look into the duck, but immediately stealing some shields is Umbreon trying to get to safety. However, Gengar in hot pursuit able to take them out. Miraidon throwing down their Unite move, trying to hold this T1 pad. Nice Electro Ball into the Mr. Mime, into the Muted Auto, but Gyarados has hit the map, and it is in the Mega form. Mystical Mirage going to try to surf this Gengar, able to do so. Very low HP, but it doesn't matter. They're going to get some points in anyway. 30 and 29. Going to lower it down to 4. A lot of the big charge beams are hitting Lunear on this Gyarados, but they still get to safety, Husky.
Great move there from the Gyarados to make sure that Celestial avoids getting taken down there, because that was a really good serve from the Mew. But Celestial now in the back line, they want to keep going. Eventually, Lunex is going to have to back out here. Licoding has returned with the really cool move effects there on the Mewtwo Y. The Psy Strike will hit them and keep Aftermath in their own central area.
Wilger now gathering information on the top side, misses that Hydro Pump on Lunear. We'll see if they're able to maybe press a little bit forward, but it is a level 11 Mega Gyarados. That is a tall task. 20 seconds until both sets of objectives come to the map.
Yeah, we've got a Regieleki in the top path. I feel like if you're Aftermath, you want to potentially prioritize this objective, but it looks like they are moving up there into the top path. They do find where most of Lunex is hiding, so they might be able to try to get a catch here, try to at least make sure that they don't lose any members early in this fight. But look at this, IMAX on Mr. Mime with a big engagement.
Yeah, showtime for them. They stop the push from the Mimikyu, and on the bottom side, we're going to get a capture on the Regirock. Gengar able to do that by themselves. Also going for that 50 point on the back side. Big charge beam is going to hit a couple members there. Gyarados going underwater, looking for a Dragon Current engage. They're going to find the Mimikyu. But Lunear actually is going to peel backwards because they're going to have to deal with this Regieleki. Don't want to let this push in just yet.
Lunex just playing 4v5 in the top path. They are letting the Gengar just kind of do whatever he wants right now and trying to hold down the fort 4v5, and they have been able to so far. Great play with me from the Mimikyu. The focus ban, though, on Lunear keeps them going, and a big buddy barrier from the Sai, and Mimikyu is the one that ends up going down.
And here comes Gengar to the rescue, eliminating multiple members of Aftermath on this pad. Nice little side strike into the Blastoise, but they're going to hit that Hydro Typhoon. Look to try to get the mine, but a perfectly placed wall prevents that from happening. IMAX able to save the day, save themselves, and also this goal zone might be in threat here. 40 points in, a 13-point overcap, and Lunex has increased their lead to 35-51.
What a wall there from the mine.
Yeah.
So annoying if you get blocked out like that. But the controller.
We're drifting again.
In
okay, there we go.
arms.
We're back on track.
Yeah, we're good. We were just taking a quick look at the scenery. We just wanted to take a quick look at the scenery around the beautiful Groudon map of Via Sky Ruins. It's looking fantastic out there tonight. Get some good weather here for game number 2 of this match. You always want some good weather for your Pokemon Unite games up in the Sky Ruins.
Yeah, I don't want to rain out, that's for sure. 5 members down here for Lunex, looking to ambush Aftermath. We're a little bit slow to respond to this basement objective. Coolidger looking for this 50-point cap. It's going to even break it once they get it through. It is going to go down. This last objective going to be a Regirock for the taking, and Lunex able to full clear it off. Shadow tag Mr. Mime, and it's Mimikyu that's not going to take it. 14 seconds until our objective.
Yeah, just throwing a Thunder out there from the Miraidon, which is pretty good for tracking and making sure that you're getting some vision. But once again, look at like where Lunex is positioned. We know that they have full control over this central area. Even though they're positioned a little bit further back, they're still being very patient with how they're planning to take this fight, if they're even planning to take it. Kind of putting themselves in a spot to force Aftermath to do something. And Aftermath isn't far behind, but they do have to win a fight, which has not normally happened with this team.
Good psychic there from Psyduck to grab some valuable information of who is hiding in that tall grass. Mewtwo gonna get mean looked, but met with a Psy Strike is that Umbreon. A good wall there from Mr. Mime, forced to use the eject here on Lakoding, who has entered into enemy territory. Mewtwo, why Unite? Gonna send the Mimikyu back packing, and now Gengar's gonna send Umbreon back in full HP bars, except for the Mr. Mime for Lunex Gaming. They're gonna peel towards this Groudon, gonna try to rip it through, and you're able to do that with a level 15 Hexcar. Here comes Gyarados. Lunex Gaming looking for it. They are going to get it.
What?
They're going to capture this Groudon.
Did you see like the text box that appeared after the
Yeah, that was weird, right?
It was crazy. Yeah, but Lunex is going to be able to secure that objective, now moving in to get some more points on the board. They're going to easily be able to score here. And I also want to point out the Psyduck just checking bushes with the Psychic the entire time. Just making sure that they weren't going to be able to surprise Lunex if they came into the central area. So, well played by Lunex. Kind of expected outcome, but they're going to go to 2-2 here in the league.
Yeah, 2-2, so they have kind of evened up their record, and despite losing to the top two teams in the league last go at it, I guess in week 1, I would say last week, but it was actually like 2 weeks ago. They're making at least a little bit of a comeback here and trying to cement themselves at least in the playoff picture in that 5 spot, and pretty good start here in week 2 for them.
Yeah, I mean, I think for, a team like Aftermath, the problem is there's one player that you actually have to watch out for on that squad. So if you're Lunex, you just put everything onto Lakoding, and you kind of know that once they go down, there's really nothing that Aftermath can do about it. So, they just put everything on Lakoding. They see them jump in, trying to look for a play with me, and immediately into the Mr. Mime Unite move. Even the full heal that Lakoding had couldn't really do anything about it. And once they go down, the game's just kind of over. So Lunex will be taking this one off the back of an 11 KO Gengar. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yep. Yeah, Gengar. Gengar stocks are up. I mean, we saw a few times last night with our Articuno Unite League champions, Exodia. They took that a few times, and now we're seeing Celestial for Lunex take it. Honestly, like, Aftermath played that game pretty well, all things considered, so... there's no like moral victories in Pokemon Unite. Either you win or you lose, but there's definitely some good things that they can work off, and some positive moments here against a pretty dang good Lunex team.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, a team where you're made up of 2 players who know the game and everyone else just kind of started the game. Considering that, they are playing pretty well. I think, if they continue working at it, by the end of the league, we could see them start to pull out some wins. I don't doubt it that we'll end up seeing it here, but it's not going to happen today against Lunex.
Not today, not now. Maybe later tonight on the main broadcast. Let's take a look at some of the replays here
tonight.
Oh no, they're not playing till tomorrow. Okay, well then maybe tomorrow. Go get them, Tigers.
Yeah, go to sleep, rethink some things, and then come back tomorrow.
I believe in Aftermath. I think they'll surprise some people at some point. They obviously got that one map win that was shocking, so maybe we'll get another one, and we'll shock the world, make the playoffs. We'll see.
We'll see for sure, but looking at a couple of these replays here, this was that Quadra KO streak for the Mimikyu. That was 4 out of the 5 KOs they got total in that game, which was definitely a really good play.
Very good. I'm gonna try to telestrator this one pretty nicely. This is at that 6-minute mark. Oh no, did I press the button? Oh, I can control them. I forgot that I can pause things and slow it down and all that jazz. We'll get a little bit better at this as we go forward. But, I mean, the Gengar looked really good here. That was actually a really good surf there, but there just wasn't a lot of follow-up on some of these plays there, especially from that Mew.
Yeah, and this was, that moment where the red Jalecki was moving in, and it's look at the, like, how does Lunaire live that? It was a really good engagement from the Mimikyu, but just not enough, unfortunately. You kind of see the way with Aftermath, like, how they're playing is generally, like, Lakota does something really good, and then no one else in the team knows what to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lakota, I thought Coolager actually played really well, too. So, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Coolager was playing on the main roster in week 1, so I'm not sure if this was their sub or a new pickup for them. Oh, this was so mean. That wall there prevents that Blastoise. IMAX able to get to safety. That was supposed to be an arrow. There we go. That's a better arrow.
Oh,
now it's a smiley face.
Yeah, nice job. looks great. Amazing work.
Looks great, sweetie.
from the Mimikyu there, and then just, again, not really any follow-up from anybody else, so Lunex could just kind of collapse on Mimikyu and then force the rest back out.
Yeah, and at this point, Rip was on. Gengar able to full send. They're zoning everybody out through this way, zoning everybody out over here. Blastoise making a pretty good effort to try to get in, but they get clipped by this wall right there. And yeah, Lunex able to just take that to him.
Yeah, what was this? Why deal? Like that, like the random text box that appeared after the secure?
Yeah, I think it was... Yeah.
Weird bug? I don't know.
Weird bug? Either way. We are done for the evening here
great,
on the off-stream
set of
broadcast.
2-0s. great couple 2-0s there for us. EG, let's recap. EG 2-0s Citadel Gaming, IX 2-0s Extinction, and Lunex Gaming 2-0s Aftermath Esports. Coming up soon on the main broadcast, we're going to be seeing Dig versus IX, EG versus T-Gang, and Lunex versus Citadel.
We're gonna smile. Yeah, I'm excited. I don't know. Yay.
That's just like me.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's find a target to raid. Actually, we could probably just raid our good friend Chris Heroes again, or Pika Diff maybe. We raided Chris last time.
Watching.
Oh yeah, let's do. Yeah, Pika Diff is watching the main broadcast, so we could probably raid because Pika Diff is the one that let us know over anybody that they were starting an hour earlier, so we're gonna raid Pika Diff. So everybody, appreciate all the time today. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. We have 3 additional matches for you tomorrow, so hope you all have a good night and enjoy more UCS. We'll see you tomorrow.